Next speaker I have is Kipp Hedges, representing the Delta Ramp Organizing Committee.
As many of you know, I was fired on December 2nd by Delta Airlines. I hope that a number of you have seen the video for which I was fired. As you can imagine, the last couple of weeks have been kind of a wild roller coaster ride for me, both in terms of trying to figure out without panicking what my finances are going to look like for the coming period of time. The massive amount of support that I've gotten from unions in the state of Minnesota, around the Twin Cities, from my coworkers, said we got to keep you in the game and make sure that you're able to keep on pushing for what you're pushing for. I'm not bitter. I'm really not. I'm actually sad. And I'm sad because you have a company who, for some reason, feels that being pro-union is being anti-Delta. That's not the truth. You have a company that thinks that amidst enormous wealth, $4 billion profit for 2014, that it's okay to have workers servicing your aircraft, your brand name, that make far below the poverty wage, or work 2 and 3 jobs so they never see their children.
We are also here today to stand together with Kipp Hedges. Kipp was fired for doing the same thing that I'm standing here doing today, raising his voice for better work conditions at the airport. Without workers like Kipp, there would be no progress at MSP. Just last week, every single wheelchair assistant hours were cut. My schedule was changed from 42 hours to 16 hours a week without any warning. And that happened to everybody. How are we expected to live with that? AirServe is trying to turn all of us into part-time employees. They are trying to turn airport jobs into throwaway temp jobs. That is not fair, and it's not good for passengers either. We still make $8 an hour, and it's impossible to survive on.
What I'm asking of the MAC, both individually and as a body, is come out on my side. Come out on Ahmed's side. We're the workers who make this the best airport in the country. I've spent a lot of time, a lot of hard work, a lot of sweat to make this Delta a great airline and to make this a great airport. I know that you have no direct authority to impact Delta's hiring and firing. I understand that. But what you do have is moral authority. I would like you to make it clear to Delta Airlines that they stand alone on this. This is still going on, too. On Saturday, I got a phone call from one of my coworkers who said he had been called into the office and questioned about his union activity that day.
I think it's very clear what the MAC can do. It can issue a clear statement. We are worried about what's taking place under our banner at our airport. You can clearly register that you are supporting these workers, that you think it's right for them to be able to negotiate for themselves without fear of intimidation.
For these kind of actions, they're just starting to grow, and I don't want to see it get worse. I don't think people should be intimidated in any way, shape, or form. And I think a good, healthy discussion on a labor peace ordinance here at the airport is something that I think this commission should take up.